My name is Dr. George Brown, and I work for the Director of Human Resources. Well, again, you're showing up into a new area, and it's very confusing. You've lost contact sometimes with your base network at home, with a lack of internet and phone service. You don't know where your children's going to go to school. You don't know where you're going to be living. And so it just kind of adds to the stress. Any bit of information is very valuable, and being able to speak to another spouse who's already been in the same situation will make you feel a lot more comfortable. It certainly won't make the situation perfect, but any time that you can ease the transition, you'll certainly help out the situation. So there are some training that they can go through. They can go through all the training through Army Community Service with the soldiers, but there's also a separate training that we have of Army Community Service that justice spouses attend. Now, it's pretty much the exact same training. We just want to do it with justice spouses, so it's a little bit more of a comfortable environment. Well, there's actually a lot of sites that you can go to for sponsorship information. However, one of the ones that's a nice go-to start with is the www.rp.army.mil. That's the Rodeo website, and when you go to it, just look for the sponsorship page, and from there's a lot of good information, and then also a lot of links that will take you to other places as well. Not required, but incredibly helpful. Anything that you can do to link up like people, so a spouse talking to a spouse, or even kids talking to kids. I know that Rodeo, the school system over here, has a program where the kids can link up with other kids at the same age so they can answer the questions. The problem oftentimes with the soldiers, sponsoring the soldiers, is they'll end up talking about military type stuff. What is the job like? What is the mission statement? When's upcoming deployments? Information that might not be as more prevalent to the spouse. The spouse is going to ask a little bit more questions in terms of what job opportunities, volunteer opportunities, opportunities there are for their students, for their kids as students, and extracurricular activities as well for them. So the questions are much different, and typically the soldiers may not be able to answer as well as the spouses could. I think it's important to remember that anytime that we've gotten our first assignment to someplace we've never been to before, the first thing that we do is go rushing off to the computer to Google that location. So we're learning information that is just first available off the internet. So when you have a sponsor, you're going to be able to ask those questions specifically for your area and get more relevant information. So I guess the most important thing in terms of being a sponsor, especially a spouse sponsor, is reaching out as absolutely soon as possible to that other individual. Not even giving information, just saying, "Hi, this is me, and what questions might you have to the area?" So when you arrive to Germany, you're without internet, you're without phone, you're without your driver's license. You don't know where you're going to live. You don't know where your children are going to stay. It is incredibly stressful. And the only way to really relieve that is to have some information beforehand. And the way we like to do that is to have a sponsorship, not just with a soldier, but also with a spouse, and even with the children if possible through the Rodeo program. And because as soon as you find out that new location that you're going to be stationed, you're looking for information. You're that dry sponge trying to find out as much information as possible. So as soon as a spouse sponsor can reach out to those individuals, the better off we're going to be in terms of a good, smooth transition.